Gamechangers. Hey, we are back, and we are in the middle of I think it's the 5th inning of the Storm Chasers baseball game. And guys, let me tell you, this has been just an amazing time and experience here. The hospitality has been really, really cool. It's been very welcoming. Pastor Shane and Pastor Christy and the girls, their national anthem, dude, that was like album worthy in my opinion.
Out of the park, man. Yeah, shout out to my aunt and uncle, my cousins. They killed it, and Dad threw a really good pitch.
It was a good
too,
pitch.
so,
I saw it. Yeah.
Yeah, killed it.
Dude, we got to talk about Ben Zobrist though.
We're gonna get him on the show eventually. What a guy. What a guy, man. Not only a tremendous baseball player, former World Series MVP, 3-time All-Star, 2-time champion, but just like the kind of man he is as a person, very just friendly, well-spoken, but really loves God, and you can really see that just through him as a person. And what he shared was amazing. He talked before the game, and it was jaw-dropping.
It was.
Sharing his story.
I'll be honest, it was more convicting than what you would hear most preachers give for a sermon on a Sunday. Just the level of humility in him, but also just the level of conviction in what he was saying about how, just like for any of you athletes out there, just like you have to practice and there's nobody watching, you go through the practicing and the drills. That's how you should approach your faith, your prayer time, how much you're getting into the Bible. But then there comes the big game when you actually have to show up and perform. Well, we all come through situations and circumstances in life. That's your moment where your faith is tested. Do you truly believe in what you say you believe, and are you going to follow through?
That's it, right
And that's something that Ben Zobrist has been doing apparently his entire life, but definitely using his platform as a baseball player and former baseball player, it was really awesome to see.
Well, and then just like, something that's also really cool is like 20 years ago today, he made his MLB debut.
Wow.
Today. 20 years ago today.
Wow.
And, and then to win back-to-back World Series as well. I mean, how many people can say that? And with 2 different teams. He did one with the KC Royals and then the next year with the Chicago Cubs. I mean, like, that to me is like, that's unheard of. You just don't hear about that.
No.
And I can tell, like, God's really, like, taken him now into another level and using him off the baseball field,
Yes.
His baseball career was only the start of everything, and it's really amazing.
Dude,
so
can you say that one more time? Because I think people need to understand that.
Yeah,
part
I mean, I think really, honestly, like, his baseball career was like the start of something. It's like, the appetizer of what God's really doing in his life, and it's like, all right, I'm going to help you to succeed in baseball, so now you have a story to tell, and it's like, that's the thing. It's like, we write stuff in life and we create things in life, and it's like, what's the old adage? Sometimes just put the pen to the paper and just write. I feel like that's kind of what his baseball career was like, it's the pen to the paper that basically created something now. It was the foundation or the nucleus of what he's doing now. And it's like, here's where we can start all this. Now you have a story to go tell.
Yeah. And I really like what you said. I wanted you to repeat that because, there's a lot of people that place a lot of focus and emphasis on maybe what they're good at, their talent, and they think that is their purpose. No, that's just the beginning. That's the doorway to the actual purpose that God wants to use you for, which is to, 1, preach the gospel. And when I say preach the gospel, I'm talking about sharing your testimony. What has God done in your life? What has he brought you out of and brought you into? How has he used you to connect and reach with others? And that's something that all of us, we can take away from what I believe he was sharing tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, too, we say it all the time about changing the game in your city, but also changing the game in your sphere of influence. And I think, that's an important part because, okay, if I'm so focused on something that I'm not supposed to be doing, then it's like I'm wasting time.
Right.
Waking up every single day doing the same thing and expecting change is just not going to happen. And it's like,
that's good.
You have to, like, come to terms with what you're supposed to be doing and just be like, hey, you know what, I'm going to go change the game in my sphere of influence. And it doesn't matter, like, what you're doing in life.
Yep.
I mean, he was a baseball player.
Yep.
And look at the impact now he's making, you know?
It's phenomenal.
Because how many Royals and Cubs fans can sit back and say, you know, maybe they've never heard a true message of God or faith, Jesus. I mean, and again, you could take all that out and just say maybe just a message of faith, something positive.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a person that I believe like one sentence can change somebody's life. One word can change someone's life. When I try to speak to somebody or when someone's speaking to me, it's like I try to remember that because it's like, look, people's time is very valuable. You can never get that back, really.
It's true.
You know, that's why that Bible verse that talks about, like, I'll repay back the lost time.
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about? And I think the crazy thing is that in life, there's 1,000 other things that people could be doing, and when they choose to talk to you, it's important. When somebody checks on you, it's important.
It is.
When somebody makes that phone call or that text or tells their story, like tonight with Ben, it's like you should listen to that because it's like imagine all the people that were here tonight. Kids, somebody that has a kid, and they're like, you know, my son is currently what Ben maybe used to be. Maybe you were that small kid that was undersized, not skilled enough, you know, etc. And it's like, but remember the thing that he said is the practice when no one's looking.
Yes.
The stuff that no one sees is really how you win World Series and how you win MVPs and how you change the game.
100%.
What are you doing in your private time that no one sees? That's where impact comes. Most of the time, vision comes in your private time.
Yep.
You know? That's what stuck out to me and what he was saying tonight, man, is the amount of time he put in. It's one thing to come out and play baseball in front of people, but it's another thing to practice on a long, hot day, dude.
Yeah.
And you're like, and he talked about it, and when I'm hitting in the slump and all that stuff, and it's just like, what in the world's going on? And the last thing you feel like doing is going and practicing, man. You know what I mean? That's the last thing that you feel like you want to do. And then you go do that. How many times do we have to get up and go to work when maybe we don't want to? Mm-hmm. How many times do we have to get up and help that friend or family member when it's like, all right, it just keeps feeling like it's the same thing with this person over and over and over again. Sure. But you keep sticking with them.
Exactly. Well, it's one of those things that I think we overlook when it comes to Jesus Christ. We look at his miracles. We look at the signs and wonders. We look at the amazing things he did. But you know what? The character of Christ is his faithfulness. He trusted in the process and what God had set before him, and he followed through.
Yes, sir.
And to me, that's exactly what Ben Zobrist was talking about. He was talking about being in a slump. He was talking about having to walk through depression in certain aspects of his life. But you know what? He stuck with it, and this is what faith is. Faith isn't just hoping for a result. Faith is surrendering completely to the process and allowing yourself to be changed, knowing that whatever it is you're going through, it'll make you stronger and better, and the outcome will not only be in your favor, but God can use you to change others. And that's what I believe this is about, Matt. And that's in anything. Baseball, it could be in at work, it could be in your business, it could be really in school, wherever you're at. This is about trusting in the system. What is the system? The system is God's word. He talked about it tonight, having something to believe in. Well, we believe in God's word and what he says. But that's not enough. You have to be willing to put it to practice. Once you put it to practice and you continue to stay obedient, like you said, you keep doing it, even the days that are hot, the days where it seems like you're not making a difference, it seems like nothing will change. That's when the growth comes. That's when the supernatural change comes, and that's when you start to see the outcome. And so that's just an encouragement for you today, and I believe that's what Ben is living out now because he chose to stick through the process.
What was that quote exactly? And I might botch it, where Michael Jordan was like, I was great because I failed countless times beforehand. Something along those lines. He said, like, it was something on that same, you know, theme, I guess you could say.
Well,
but it was
the theme you could say is, you know, success comes through suffering. It's just what it is.
That's good.
You have to suffer to enjoy success. And suffering means, I'm not talking about, you know, going through, I don't know, like getting tortured or anything. That might be part of it for those around the world who are going through persecution. But suffering means failing, falling on your face, as you mentioned many times before, just being in uncomfortable situations where you may not necessarily know what to say or what to do, but you just trust that this first time is going to lead to something better.
What's so funny about that, dude? And I'll say this. My first ever football game, never forget it, in high school. It was my first game in high school. First pass, throw like a 40-yard post, dude, on a dime. And I'm like, I can do this. I'm ready for high school.
Yeah.
Threw a freaking missile, okay? Perfect ball. So I'm all like arrogant as a freshman. The next pass, I get picked. Throw a pick right over the middle, dude, and I'm like, oh, shoot. Guess what happened the rest of the game? I threw 3 more picks and finished the game with 4 interceptions. I'm like, I don't like football anymore. I'm starting to hate this. And every pick I threw, dude, I was buried, bro. Like, just getting smacked, dude. On the ground. Couldn't even see the ball get intercepted because my face is in the turf. And I'm like, I'm done doing this. My parents, my coach, are like, you're not done. Like, you got talent. You're going to do this.
That's good.
The next game, dude, I go out and throw for 3 touchdowns. Next game after that, 4 touchdowns. And legitimately, dude, I threw only 1 more interception the rest of the season after that 4. I finished with 5 on the year. And you're talking 9 or 10 games.
Wow.
So it was legitimately, I stuck through the process and legitimately just.
Yeah.
And that first game, it was suffering, man.
Suffering.
I could barely walk at the end of the game, dude.
Suffering.
I got hit so many times.
Suffering builds
and
success.
through interceptions. So
yes.
Internally, I'm suffering because I'm going home and I'm just seeing guys, imagining like, man, I threw 4 interceptions tonight. My body's in pain.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to go to practice in 2 days and have to start throwing again. And then all of a sudden, man, we go out, next game. And I don't know what happened, dude. It was like I couldn't be stopped that day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the rest of the season.
Yeah.
I thought, man, I'm just this turnover frenzy quarterback, man. I'm terrible. I'm probably going to finish with 20 picks on the year and only have 1 more the rest of the season and a bunch of touchdowns. I'm like, what just happened? It was a mindset. I would look at the mirror in my bedroom and practice my drops, look at myself in my eyes, dude, drive into school or sitting in the room. Sometimes, I want to encourage people too, is sometimes like when you're getting ready in the morning, have a conversation with yourself.
That's good. Yeah.
Look in the mirror at yourself. Do I look happy? Do I look mad? Do I look happy? Do I look faithful or hopeful? Sometimes the best conversation you can have is the one with yourself.
That's good, man. I love that.
It really is.
Yeah.
Tune out everyone else, man. Tune out all the social media memes, what everyone else is saying. And it's like, you cannot expect to go change society or change the game and make a positive difference in the lives of other people if you first don't make a positive difference in yourself.
That's good. I love it.
And that means coming to terms with yourself.
That's so good.
That's the hardest part.
Yeah. Well, I love what you said right there, because a lot of times when we talk about watch what you say and watch your words, we're always thinking about what we say to other people.
For real.
But but most of the time, you have to watch what you're saying within yourself and to yourself.
Yeah.
And so that is a great reminder that you have to be able to speak faith and speak belief over yourself, because like you said, your mindset is everything, but then with your mindset comes your actions. So you have to follow through. And the fact that, you didn't just let that one game be your end all. A lot of times we focus on starting a thing, but we never actually talk about what it's like to finish something.
You know what's crazy too? I just thought of this. Every game, or every first and last game at each level I went to after high school. Okay, so funny thing. Last game of high school is when I popped my shoulder. Couldn't play the rest of the game, and I said, I'm not going out like this. Told my coach, I got to go in one more play. Like, this is it. Like, I have to go in.
Yeah.
And last play of the game, I couldn't feel my arm, dude. And I told, they're like, why wouldn't we just run the ball or something? I said, everybody just go long. They're like, QB Matt, you cannot throw. I said, just shut up and run the play. They go to the line of scrimmage, dude. I catch the snap. Cock my arm, dude, and I kid you not, to this day, I felt a hand grab my elbow, bro.
Jeez.
Launched that ball 60 yards on a missile for a touchdown. The last play of my high school career was a touchdown.
Wow.
Every level after that, all the way to when I played pro ball. You know what's crazy? First game in pro ball, touchdown pass. Last game I ever played, my last snap ever, touchdown pass.
Jeez.
So it's like it came full circle, bro. All from the first time I threw 4 picks.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And you know what I'm saying? It's just like, I say that because it's like, what things in life are you waiting to become full circle? You know? How many things in life are you like, man, I need that full circle moment? You know? Like, look at Ben tonight. It was funny. I told him, I was like, it's been 20 years since your MLB debut. And he's like, dude, I didn't even know that. That's insane. And it's like it fired him up to just go out there and speak tonight, man.
That's awesome.
Think about that. What spark can you give somebody?
That's good.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's really what changing the game's all about, bro. You know? And to the audience watching, that's really what it's all about.
It's all about perspective, and like you said,
man.
What spark can you bring to your community, to your workplace, to your peers, your sphere of influence?
Yeah.
And don't think about how you started, but think about how God can use you to finish things out. And perhaps it's not just about, I think part of it too is when you stop focusing just on what you have going on, and you start focusing on how you can be a service or help to others.
Yes.
That will change our perspective in how we get up each and every day. I bet we won't have that mentality of, oh, it's Monday again, if we wake up with the perspective that we could be used to help change somebody's life.
Yeah, I know. I mean, you're absolutely right. It's like, how many people wake up on Monday and think that, you know?
Oh, yeah.
That's a fact,
All the time.
I mean, dude, you said it. And it's like, if you're not passionate about what you're doing, then why are you doing it? You know? And I've heard NFL players say, guys I've known over the years that love the game so much that even like going to practice and stuff, they were kind of like, at first I was kind of like, practice and games, hey, And it's like, eventually they started falling in love with the game to where it was like, can you believe they pay us for this? Because there was a love there.
Yeah.
And I think it's like, do you love to change the game in someone else's life, or do you love just the after effects of what you could get?
That's a good word.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you love that you were a seed that maybe you never got to see the flower blossom? But you just know, I love the fact enough that one day that flower could blossom, and all I did was plant that seed.
Yeah.
You know?
That's really good.
It's kind of like a kid that maybe you go to your grandparents' house in the summer, you help your grandmother, like, plant some stuff, but you don't get to come back and see it blossom.
Right.
So maybe she sends your parents like a picture or something like that, but you're not there. You're just there to like help the process, and then you got to go back to home for school in the fall and all of that.
Yeah.
How many things are we willing to like impart something in that we may not get to see the full fruition of?
And that's really good.
We just trust that it's going to happen sometime. You know?
I love that because that's a mentality that gets us out of the instant gratification mindset.
Oh, dude,
we're so used to this culture that if I don't get what I want, 5 minutes from now or tomorrow or next year, then I'm just quitting and moving on to the next thing.
Everything's a button tap away, bro.
A button tap away.
That's a loud crowd chant right there.
Yeah, we had a home run.
Did he just bomb one?
I think we had a home run.
Yeah, that was a bomb.
Yeah.
Somebody hit a dinger right there. But
and that's the home team right there. Yeah, that's the Storm Chasers.
Speaking of gratification right there. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Like, it's crazy.
Janet.
The thing is you really think about it, and it's like, how many people they're so used to living off DoorDash, a button tap, scrolling on social for their daily intake of encouragement or whatever, and it's like. Everything is instant gratification. You have a bad day at work, what do? You go on Indeed Jobs and you scroll for the next possible opportunity. There's a dating app now for everything if you want that, right? And it's like, I guarantee you if you ask most people, what are your plans tonight or what do you got going on this week? Most would say, I'm not really sure. But I bet if you looked at them and said, you probably have a date with the screen of your phone, they would know how to answer you.
It's true, man.
You know?
Yeah.
They have a date with the four walls of their house and their phone screen.
Yeah. No,
because how many people base their life, and it's like, I can't tell you how many times I went to sports events like, Packer games and stuff and all that. And I felt like I always had to take a picture or do something like at every game, like, oh, okay, take in this moment. Finally got to the point where I'm like, everyone else is doing that. Everyone's at a concert taking a photo to where they don't even know what song's going on because they're so busy with the phone in their face.
That's right.
And it's like, can we just get back to enjoying the moment?
Yeah.
I saw a video about these people in like 1985, and this guy was interviewing these two people out in like a town somewhere. And he goes, do you know that studies say that within 20 years or 25 years, people could be walking around with a cell phone in their pocket that has all this data and info on it? And these people that were getting interviewed were like, no, we would hate that. We wouldn't want that. And now look what everyone's doing.
Everybody's doing it.
Isn't it crazy?
It is. One of the issues that we are facing right now, aside from just being incredibly distracted and overwhelmed with things that are irrelevant, is you just nailed it about, you have a bad day and you go on Indeed to look for a new job, commitment has gone out the window.
Yeah.
Nobody's committed anymore, and nobody is faithful to finish what they've started.
Yeah.
But again, that goes back to, the instant gratification mindset.
Yeah.
But again, I have to say, if you were to shift your perspective to being a seed or to allowing yourself to be used by God, to be a spark, to be a bridge, to be an influence, to be some kind of positive reinforcement to somebody, that would change so much. What if you knew that going to your job, you would have the opportunity to help someone not spiral out of control? You'd have the opportunity to help someone walk in their marriage. I bet you'd be a lot more committed,
dude,
to stay through that job instead of trying to look for the next thing that brings fulfillment. So what I'm saying is, we're doing all this searching for instant gratification and fulfillment because we've gotten away from our true purpose as people and individuals. It's to serve.
Yeah.
Your job as an individual is to look out for your neighbor. And that is one of the main Bible verses, that one of the main commandments that Jesus talked about. Love God with all your heart, all your soul, all your mind, and then love your neighbors as you would love yourself. Guys, this is not hard. It doesn't take a self-help book.
Yeah.
It doesn't take a starts with why book. It doesn't take it doesn't take an Instagram podcast to tell you where gratification and true fulfillment comes from. One, it comes from understanding that you are not your own. So that's surrendering to God. But second, is actually caring about what somebody else has going on in their life and being a part of their vision and not just your own.
You got to remind ourselves, you never know what someone's going through. It's almost like, I try to live by the statement, kindness never fails, man. It really isn't hard to just be kind to somebody, And I think we forget that today because we're so involved in instant gratification that we want.
How can you be kind when you're just doing this all the time?
Right. You look unapproachable. You look unapproachable at that time, right? And it's crazy. We need to really talk about relationships at some point. And just this culture today where it's like, society is just crazy today, man. It's like, no wonder divorce rates and singleness and all of that is higher than it's ever been because legitimately people don't know how to have conversation anymore.
No.
We can't talk to somebody opposite than us, whether it's politically, spiritually, hobbies, whatever, dude. And it's like, look at this, dude. You're a different skin color than me, and we're sitting here having a conversation. I'm just going to be that blunt, bro.
That's true.
For real.
You're not
wrong. Is it that crazy in this world where we can't talk to somebody different?
Yeah.
And it's like, that's the part that I think messes with me, man, is like, I would love to sometimes, I've traveled a lot. I've seen a lot in this world, too. I'd love to sit down sometime and just tell people, like, I think our stories would be awesome eventually. Dive into something, like, from our past and, like, present, future. And it's like, I think that's something I want to do on this show is just be familiar with the audience. Let them know, like, not the side that they see behind cameras and all that stuff, but actually, like, a conversation.
Sure. Yeah.
That's what I want this show to be, is a conversation.
Yeah.
Like talking. anymore, it's like you don't see a lot of people that are just like, I want to have a conversation now.
No.
It's more times an argument. It's a disagreement.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what the topic of conversation is. People find ways to bicker now.
Yeah, they do.
And then they blast you on social media.
Yeah.
Because they want their friends to, Ben hit this tonight. He goes, how many people in this world live their mission in life to just be something on social media and post the best version of themselves? Like, he goes, it's like engraved in society now. Like, we've got to document our entire life, publicize our entire life. And it's like, I think it was Tim Tebow's wife that also said this, that why would you want to give the world free access to your life when people in the world, not everyone in the world, but you want to come and sit at your dinner table in your house.
True.
Yet you're giving them free access into your home, into whatever, and not everyone would you say, hey, this person or that person, what I have in my house,
Yeah, it's true.
We got to have more face-to-face conversations, not just letting people in our lives because the phone's in our face.
Yeah, I know. You're right. We'll definitely have to dive into this.
We do, man.
At another time for sure. Because there's a lot to discuss and unwrap there, because it starts with something where it talks about is, we've got to start looking beyond self.
Yeah.
And we have to start looking beyond how we benefit from whatever that is.
Yeah.
But guys, this has been so awesome.
This is amazing.
More to come on this. We actually have some more events coming up, so stay tuned.
We do.
It's a new month. It's August. I just realized today was August 1st. So there's that. But we have a lot coming up. So just kind of stay tuned.
Something we were talking about. How cool would it be to have an event with Ben Zobrist, Blake Trinan, who's a friend of the show, and Brett Favre?
Yeah.
Get all three of them together. I know we've been planning some stuff, maybe to do something like that.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, ride with us, because we've got a lot of exciting things coming. And I think that's the thing that Gamechangers is really trying to do more and more of, is community. And not just Omaha. Like, we're going out to other cities and states too, and just saying, you know what? What can we do to impact this place or this exact sphere of influence? So guys, keep checking us out, because it's going to be amazing.
It's going to be great, guys. And like I said, we've got plenty more updates coming, more content. You're going to find us in a lot of different places, and we're going to have some conversations too, because we need to get to a place where we can start being humans again, let's just be honest, and start looking to help and be a spark towards other people's lives. But guys, I hope you enjoyed this today. This was an awesome time out here at the ballpark, and we're going to see you pretty soon.
We will. All right, guys, go change the game in your city, your sphere of influence. Keep riding with us. Also follow us all over social media at Primetime Gamechangers, YouTube. Hit that like or subscribe button. Hit the bell icon so you don't miss a live video or any sort of uploads that we post out there. But yeah, Facebook, TikTok, all the great stuff at Primetime Gamechangers. Share this with someone if this meant something to you today, and let them know that you are changing the game and you want them to join that movement as well. We'll be in touch, guys. Until next time, this is Primetime Gamechangers with Matthew and Anthony. We'll see you later.
See ya.